in for push. I haven't filmed this session, so it'd be nice for you guys to be able to watch, listen, see exactly what I do. If obviously there's things that you can take from this into your sessions, hopefully it'll be super helpful. I'll go through all of my movements. I'm training on my own today because Kuba's got one of his clients here, so I'm obviously at liberty to have some time in between my sets, just to have a couple of seconds to be able to talk, just so that obviously I can tell you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I set things up, etc, etc, just so that hopefully you can then make the most out of your training as well. I think that my upper top line has been something that's very much progressed this off season. Hopefully with some of the little tips and some of the exercises that I use, you could maybe introduce that into your training and see how you get on with that. The first exercise / little warm up first exercise is a lat focused pullover. We do this because, think about it, when you're pressing, one of your biggest areas of stability is your lats. So if you've not got them kind of fired and ready to go, and I'm not saying that I push 100% to failure in these ones because it's just more about getting the lats working, I just make sure that I work them, I get them feeling good, ready to be able to do my presses in kind of 4 sets time when it's my press time, so that I'm really nice, stable and strong, especially at the bottom of that rep. First exercise is a standing Y raise. So if you don't have a machine like so, you would have to set up with standing behind a stack and having the cable running straight in front of you, if that makes sense. Obviously because I have the prime or any kind of cable that comes out like a little bit of a pulley, obviously you can just stand alongside it so you're not in everybody's way. But here you want to think about punching your fist forwards, protracting your shoulder forwards a little, and then just driving out. You do want to create a Y, but it's a little bit more of a T than a Y. Does that make sense? So a little bit more out than up, but you're still going up a little. So it's not here, it's not here, it's just somewhere in between as you drive out, especially to work your entire delt. Side laterals done, onto presses. Right, second movement, well, second proper movement. I don't really count the pullover as a set, just more of a one. So, the first press of the day is the Atlantic shoulder press. If you've been following my journey and being in tune with my YouTube, I've been doing this press for a very long time. I think since the gym opened as UltraFlex in 2018, this has been in my program. Sometimes it's been my first press in a program, sometimes second press. So obviously then that depends on how much weight I usually get to do. But right now it's sat at the front. I'd worked my way up to 3 plates, but it got a little bit sloppy. Basically, I was on as an assistance cycle. And then the assistance cycle came out, had a little bit of a dip in strength. And then a couple of weeks after that, once things started to normalise a little bit more, kind of strength then started to pick back up, which is what's happening at the moment. So going to see how this fares today, but it feels good in my hands, so hopefully it'll be a good press. But with any shoulder press, what you want to do is keep your tummy nice and tight. You don't want the arch to stabilise to come from the belly and the lower back. You want it to come from your chest, driving up. So almost thinking about shoulders down and back into the bench, almost retracts the retraction feeling that you get on an upper back row there. That puts you in a really nice stable position to be able to press. You want your elbows to come nice and deep, not just at 90 degrees, just about 10 degrees. After that, pause and then drive back up. That was so good. I was in my set and I was like, oh, it just feels fantastic. Oh, I've never done that many reps. Obviously done them plates before, but I've never done that many reps. I've definitely never done a 3 plates that's been as controlled with my good depth as that. I'm so happy with that set. I'll watch it back and I'll be like, oh my god, it's shit. That was fantastic. I can go home now. Mission accomplished. Career over. Milestone hit. No kidding. Now it's time to work up to 3.5 plates as my next goal for the same amount of reps, same depth, same speed, perfect execution, making sure everything stays locked into my upper. We're doing a little bit of triceps, a little bit of front delt, a little bit of lateral delt, a little bit with that press. So fucking buzzing, can you tell? Fucking buzzing. That was also very good. I didn't feel rushed like sometimes I do on my back off sets. I felt like depth was good, speed was good, lots of breath, very happy. Definitely not just pressing it all from my joint, which is a good thing. Because I used to do a sport that required for me to generate a lot of momentum because I used to be a diver, and obviously that came from me generating the momentum from my body. I can make a movement move from momentum, but I get a lot more out of it from a physique development point of view when I do it right. Learn the movements, learn how to train hard, really then honing on making sure execution's really good. But the best thing that you can do is focus on your execution and focusing on training really hard at the same time. And that's how you will progress your physique. Not one or the other, blah, 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 all of it together. Good execution, hard training, not stopping until you're dead. Third exercise is mid-incline dumbbell press. So here, yes, I'll be hitting a little bit of shoulders, yes, I'll be hitting a little bit of chest. you do anyway on those presses, but this will target a lot more upper pec than say what my incline shoulder press would do. So exactly the same setup as upstairs, chest upwards, so shoulders down and back into the bench, core nice and tight, lower back not really arched, just more the chest that's nice and tall. Thinking about the elbow pad staying tucked rather than winging out to the side so that I can keep all my tension into my mass, not into my joints. Thinking about full depth, bringing those dumbbells all the way down to my pecs. If I don't, shout at the screen that I'm not bringing it all the way down to my chest before driving back up. A really bad trait that lots of people have is they protract their shoulders away from the bench when they extend their arms, which takes a lot of tension away from where they're supposed to be created. So say instead of driving the shoulders into the bench so that they can shorten this muscle here, which creates more tension, they protract and extend the shoulders forwards, which gets rid of all the tension here. So make sure that the shoulders stay into the pad and extend the arms all the way through.
You couldn't have made this any more awkward.
Yep.
Throw this. Strong. Good. Good again. Right. Good. Go. Shit is all over the new bomb goes over the shit. So empty. Legend is like that's it.
Thank you. That's good. I'm glad I didn't take that last rep. Yeah, that would have been you know the type of reps when you're there like it's a Mr. Bean rep. Bean. Lovely, thank you. Yeah.
Keep pushing, mate. Let's go. Working that. Good. You're on, mate. Let's work then. Good. Right, fit, mate.
Thank you.
Got him?
Thank you. This is the third press of the session. This one's a little bit more tricep focused. That's why I'm keeping my elbows really tucked towards my side. On here it almost ends up like a little bit of a JM press, which is actually really nice. So here we're thinking still shoulders down into the bench, but obviously because you're stood upright it's a little bit harder to get that kind of real extension. Making sure that them elbows go as deep as they possibly can, and then making sure that those shoulders stay locked into the pad when we drive back up so that we can get that real nice short squeeze feeling of the muscles when we're right at the top with our arms straight. second to last exercise is the tricep extension. With the tricep extension, you want to make sure that you fully stretch your tricep and fully shorten your tricep. If you kind of here, you're not really working your tricep as much as you could, basically making it easier. So make it as hard as possible. Make sure that you tense your triceps before you start. Make sure that you focus on keeping those elbows right next to your sides as you bring those forearms all the way up to really sit into your tricep to get a really nice stretch, before then driving those hands down and into the hips so that you can get full tension into the tricep as you really drive the hands down, just to make sure that you really work the triceps. If you're just doing the little movements, you're not just using your triceps, it's a tricep isolation. No body language, no momentum, just use your triceps. Triceps. My pump hurts that bad, it's really painful. That's pumpage 20 grams. Might need to do pumpage 10 grams because there's too much of a severe pump. This is 20 grams of, no it's not, 25 grams of MPS in the peach flavour if you want it, because it tastes divine. Like really, it does taste very good. I wouldn't drink it if it didn't. Trust me. But if you want this, get it from Trained by JP Nutrition. Use code MED10 for money off. No other codes work, just MED10. Last exercise is seated side laterals. With this one, regardless of where you use it, a standing side lateral, a seated side lateral, a dumbbell lateral raise, just really focus on keeping your upper arm to the front of your body slightly. So instead of being here, you want to be here, slightly with the upper arm to the front of the body. You want to think about driving your fist down towards the floor, reaching out towards the side, making sure that you take that arm past parallel with your shoulders to get your delt nice and short, before you bring it back down to get it nice and stretched. Repeat that perfectly over and over again, and that's a beautiful set of side laterals. I just did a face plant. I didn't even do a rep, just did a face plant. That's the end of my session. Had a very good session. Really happy with where progress is at the moment in the gym, especially when it comes to push. I do tend to find that push is one where I'll take like a step forwards for a few weeks and then I'll have a bit of a wall for a few weeks and then take forwards, etc. But for the last kind of 3-4 months, things seem to have just been progressively getting better. Even if it's just minute things, even just kind of form or an extra rep or an extra 1.25 or a 2.5, something like that, which has been really nice. So I think just taking my time in trying to get stronger is what works really well for me. Plus making sure that my form stays really good, making sure that my bracing stays really good. And just, I'm going to sound a little bit silly, but just not getting so fat. I find that when I'm in off season and I'm a little more out of shape, which it was needed in that first portion of my off season, I know, because I needed to add new mass. When you add in new mass, that kind of step forwards into that new kind of weight bracket, like it doesn't look as good as that then next time that you get to it. So it was needed, but at that point my performance never feels as good, and then obviously it's took the whole reset and then building back up for things to just keep on going again. So training doesn't progress all the time, and the look might not be what you like all the time, but over time it will get better, and you do have to remain consistent and you do have to remain patient, because that's just what bodybuilding is, doing the same things over and over again to build the mass that you need. So if you're getting frustrated with your body potentially not growing, you need to be patient. You need to ask yourself whether you're being really consistent. You need to ask yourself whether you're doing everything in regards to your adherence markers that you need to do each day to allow for things like good performance, good sleep, good recovery, good progression when it comes to muscle mass, good eating, everything. So if you're not, don't expect to get the progress that you want. But anyway, that's the end of my session. I've just rambled on again, so I'm sorry. Please like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see some more training videos. Let me know which ones you'd like to see, what you'd like to see of it below, so that I can help share and support everything. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you. Bye.